you helping me, good girl? Are you helping me, good girl? Go! Oh, good girl. Got it. Oh, yeah. I'd appreciate it if you didn't chew on all of this. Well, this unboxing is long overdue. I actually bought all of this a couple weeks ago. I have about a $50 Tackle Warehouse unboxing. You wanna help me unbox it? You wanna help me unbox it? Oh, go girl. And then I also have a $150 unbagging from Bass Pro Shops. Just like all my videos, I go through everything. Everything I bought, I'm gonna go over today. I don't skip out on anything. So if this video runs 30 minutes, that's just the way that it is. Little Chalupa here is already helping me unbox the first box today. So as you guys know, I recently have bought 4 rods, and with buying those 4 rods I had to buy reels as well. So I have a reel in here, I have a few baits in here. What? Alright, how about this? You just work on that and I'll start the unbagging. Alright, so we'll start off with the $150 bag from Bass Pro Shops. Now I'm not totally sure what's in here, only because I bought this a couple weeks ago, and I also got my puppy a couple weeks ago, so she's just been taking priority over videos at the moment. But first things first, I think I'm going to organize this just to make filming a little bit easier on myself. Alright, so starting off with my favorite soft plastics on the market right now, and that is Berkley Powerbait Max Scent, and these are the 4 1/4 inch flatworms in the Kobayashi color. Now flatworms come out in 2 sizes, the 3.6 and the 4.25, and I vastly prefer the 4.25. I just think this 4 1/4 inch bait is a little bit better than that 3.6. Now I would open this package and show you guys a close-up view, but these packages really do stink, and I'm not really interested in stinking up my apartment at the moment. Berkley Powerbait Max Scent is my favorite soft plastic on the market, only because I really do think that scent genuinely works good for the bass. Now I think it does work a little bit better for smallmouth than largemouth, because in my personal opinion I don't necessarily think that largemouth are as affected by scent as smallmouth are. Right on this package it says that you should put it on a drop shot, and that's definitely what I use this bait for, is a drop shot, but I also throw it on a Ned rig as well. Now the drop shot rod I typically use like 99% of the time is a medium light St. Croix Premier rod with a Shimano Stratic, and at the moment I just have a Robo Worm with a 1/8 of an ounce drop shot weight, but this is typically the rod that I would use a drop shot on. I really like the medium light power rods. Oh, I also picked up more drop shot baits other than the flatworm. The Robo Worm I think might be my favorite, or very close to the second favorite drop shot bait that I have. I picked up the same bait that won me the championship. This is Aaron's Magic R&B. Again, not quite sure what the R&B stands for, but this bait won me the championship, so I'm not gonna complain. Then I also picked up Bold Bluegill, because a lot of the bass in my area will feed on bluegill. They don't really feed on shad or anything like that. But this is Aaron's Magic R&B. Let's get a close-up here. This exact color won me the championship last year. It's basically just watermelon on top with a blue streak in the middle, and then a ox blood color on the bottom. This is Bold Bluegill. Now when I saw this color, I had to pick it up. I had to at least try it out with that oxblood color on top, chartreuse on bottom. So although I am talking about drop shotting this bait will be perfectly fine on like a finesse jig or a Ned rig. Something like that. So the final drop shot bait I bought was a green weenie from Zoom. I think that's what it's called, right? Yeah, a Z drop worm green weenie. Just a nice drop shot bait that I'm gonna be using it for. You could obviously use it for a Ned rig, put it on a finesse jig, and 15 come in each package. Moving on to the Rapala soft plastics. Let's get a good angle here. Hopefully there's not too much of a glare. But I didn't even realize Rapala made soft plastics. This is called the Bronco Bug. And I got 2 packages in that black and blue color. Now when I saw these baits, I absolutely had to pick them up. But look at this thing. I thought this bait from Rapala looked super cool. Like look at this, look at those things. Look at those big meaty clackers. Like come on. Tell me you wouldn't want to use this thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If there's a soft plastic bait company out there, this is kind of the soft plastic that I would make myself. Like, look at those big and meaty clackers on this thing. Now, I heard there's a lot of drama around the Bronco Bug. Apparently, they copied the OSP Dolive Beaver, which they totally could have. I'm not saying they didn't, but at the same time, the Bass Pro Shops in my area, they don't sell the OSP Dolive Beaver, they sell this. But I'm not gonna lie, if I were to make my own soft plastic, it would be very similar to this. I just love those big meaty clackers on the back of this thing. And that's what I would name my soft plastic. If there's a soft plastic company out there that's looking for a collaboration, just hit me up. And I'll make a bait similar to this, and we'll call it the big meaty clacker. Like, look at this thing. Now, I'm not gonna lie, just by watching a couple videos on the internet, I think I'm supposed to hate this thing. But I mean, I really don't. If I owned a soft plastic company, I would actually make a cross between this bait right here and a Gary Yamamoto flapping hog. And I would call that the meaty clacker. And then you could have like the junior meaty clacker or the big meaty clacker, just to show the different sizes, the 3, 4, and 5 inch. I didn't even realize Rapala made soft plastics, so that was pretty neat, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so that is it for the soft plastics in the unbagging. I'm going to be moving on to the hard baits. Now, I think I'm going to start off with this Berkley Flicker Shad right here. I picked up this Berkley Flicker Shad, and this bait is in Purple Tiger. It's 1/3 of an ounce. It's 3 inches, and it dives all the way down to about 13 feet. Depending on what line you use, obviously the lighter line you use, like 8 or 6 pound line, this will get all the way down to that 13 feet. But if you use something like 15, 17, even 20, this bait will actually only get down to like that 10, 12 foot range. And I'll be honest with you guys, I've never used a flicker shad before, so I don't really have an opinion on it at the moment. But what I would throw this bait on is a medium power rod. Now you could go medium moderate, you could go medium fast. It's really whatever you prefer. You even could go medium light if you wanted to. But I'm gonna be using this bait in the springtime for smallmouth. So moving on to one of my favorite lures of all time. This is the inline spinner by Blue Fox. I have a size 6 in blue body silver blade, and then I have a size 5 in purple Northern Lights. Actually, I take that back, they're both size 6s. Now both of these baits I'm going to be using for pike in either late fall right before icing or early spring right as the ice is melting. Dog did a number on this package, so we might as well open it up just to show you guys a closer look. Now all Blue Fox inline spinners come with a hook. Now I don't actually use this hook. You can use it as a trailer hook, or you could switch out the treble hook for this J hook right here. I don't do any of that. I just kind of use the bait as it is right out of the package. Now, an inline spinner is a awesome cold water bait. I've actually caught multiple 5-pounders. I've caught multiple 6-pound largemouth on this bait. An inline spinner, in my opinion, is just like a finesse spinner bait. So like anywhere where you would throw like a normal spinner bait, an inline spinner will work very good. Moving on to the last bait I bought from Bass Pro Shops. This is the KGB Chad Shad, and I bought it in Ghost Perch color. Now this glide bait is 180 millimeters, which is 18 centimeters, which is, I don't know how many inches, but it looks about 7 inches. Now in my area in New Hampshire, yellow perch are like in every pond, every lake. So that's why I decided to pick up yellow perch. Let's actually open this up. I haven't opened it up at all. So this is the first time I'm opening it. Not a bad bait at all. A little bit transparent, obviously. But I think this perch color will work awesome. Has the brush tail. Now this bait is from Spro, and it has Gamakatsu hooks. Not sure if that's good or bad. I like Gamakatsu, so maybe that's a good thing. But in my area, the lakes and ponds have been freezing up, and it is mid-January, so that is to be expected. So more than likely, I'm gonna have to wait until April to use this bait. I don't know. I really like this bait from Spro. They did a good job on this glide bait. Now obviously I haven't used it open water, but it looks good. The hooks are sharp. I would imagine this would work just fine. Alright, so that is it for the Bass Pro Shops unbagging. Now we're moving on to the unboxing from Tackle Warehouse. My dog did a number on the box, but I was kind of hoping she'd open it for me, and she kind of did. There is not much to the box. I only paid about $50-something for the box, but these, hands down, are one of my favorite jig trailers of all time. These are the Gary Yamamoto Flappin' Hogs. Now, the color I picked up is black and blue. And black and blue is just a great overall color. Green pumpkin and black and blue are really the only two colors that you need. And this is what a flappin' hog looks like. To be honest with you guys, if I could make my own soft plastic, I would make a cross between the Gary Yamamoto flappin' hog and the OSP Doe-Live beaver. I just think if that Doe-Live beaver had these little balls on the side of it, it would just make that bait just a little bit better. I love the Doe-Live beaver, but I also love the flappin' hog, and if I could combine the two, that would be my favorite trailer of all time. Now, the bag doesn't say the length, but if I had to guess, this bait is probably 3.5–4 inches long. And I mean, you could Texas rig this bait if you wanted to as well, but I just think it would excel on a jig trailer. Actually, putting this on a Kitech jig, I actually call that jig the cheater jig. Not my idea. I actually stole that idea from Greg Blanchard. When he uses the flappin' hog on a jig, he calls it the cheater jig, and I completely agree. I love that combo. A Kitech jig with the flappin' hog is a perfect combination. Now these flappin' hogs don't come scented, so if you like scented baits, you're gonna have to scent it yourself. But that is not a big deal with me. I don't mind scenting my own baits. No. No. Hey, you can't eat my new reel Millie. No, this is my reel Millie. Go get your own. Go get your own reel. This is my reel Millie. Look at her. She's like, I'm all about that box. You did not just kick that off. I haven't even touched it and you're biting it. No, I might have saved the best for last. This is a 13 origin reel. Now originally this was $100. Now I got it on sale at Tackle Warehouse for only $46. So more than 50% off. I don't know what happened right there. I don't know if you guys were filming or not, but this is a 13 fishing Fate rod. Now I might put this reel on this rod right here. We're gonna try it out right now. Put the 13 fishing reel on a 13 fishing rod. Like the feel so far. Now I don't know if this is the rod I'm gonna keep the reel on. The rod's only like $40, and this rod is more of like a jerkbait, crankbait rod. So I don't know if I'll leave this reel on it, but overall I like this reel so far. It's not the lightest reel in the world. So originally this Origin reel was $100 on the money, but I got it on Tackle Warehouse for like $46. So a $46 reel, I just think you can't go wrong. And I would definitely pick up this reel for over 50% off. I don't know why I would say that, considering I haven't even used it. Now, fortunately in my area, things are starting to freeze. I'm actually gonna go out ice fishing tomorrow with the puppy, and it'll be my first ice fishing adventure with the puppy, which could be good, could be bad. We're about to find out, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Peace.